Welcome, 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 beginners. We are covering the beginner guitar lesson. We are going to go through 4 basic chords. These chords are built into a nice little track for you. So you're going to get 4 chords out of this with 2 very easy to learn positions, okay? That's going to open up so many options for your rhythms, for learning. You're going to be able to learn rhythms. There's plenty of awesome songs that use these chords. Little Tom Petty, right? There's tons of really, really good songs that use these chords. So let's have some fun. Let's dive into it now. I'm Ryan coming at you from Daily Guitar. Be sure to subscribe. I only put out beginner content, so this will get you to the next level by sticking with me. I do my own accountability on here. Listen, we're always learning. So this channel is about consistently learning, doing better. I'm going to share my journey along the way. I hope you give me a subscribe, give this video a like, and let's get into it. So the first chord is going to be an E chord. Now this is your bass chord right here. Now, obviously it helps to know, and you're gonna come across this a lot, it helps to know what the strings are. So whenever you see the strings listed, they're gonna count from the way up, okay? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That confused me at first because I was thinking, shouldn't this be 1's the first one I'm seeing? Doesn't work that way. 1's always gonna be the bottom. So just think, 1 starts at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 when you see them listed, okay? So notice the finger positions. We got our middle finger right there on the 5th string. That's a 2nd fret. We have our ring finger going on the 3rd string, okay? That's the 2nd fret, 3rd string. Squeeze these as high as you can get them up to the fret, right there. And obviously you don't have to squeeze super tight or anything. We're just starting out. So right there, put those on, okay? And then plant the index finger. That one's going on the 3rd string. Okay. Now, obviously, they're not just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're also letters of the musical alphabet, right? We got our E, A, D, G, B, and E. There's a lot of mnemonics out here, but the one that really stuck with me was Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. Just think of that. Look at them. Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. That will stick with you. That's a good one to use. So now, there's our E. Now, obviously, don't use a pick yet. Don't use a pick. Don't start strumming. And by the way, when you start strumming as a beginner, you're going to be really hard. It's just the way it is. You're going to strum super hard. Always work on just playing soft. So before we get into that, I want you to mute all the strings. Take your fretting hand and just lightly touch them. I wish someone would have taught me this early on. So lightly touch them and just bring your thumb down. Now, what you're going to hear, you won't hear anything. Now bring it down a little harder. If you're hearing this, if you hear anything like that, you're not muting. You're actually playing. You're pressing too hard. So just nice light touch and just mute. You'll see why we get into that later, but just look. And we don't need a pick. We're just muting, okay? So when we go over here, we're gonna play all 6 strings. Take your thumb very lightly, like a harp almost. Don't go hard, just. Now what you might hear is, you might hear a little disruption on the fingers, okay? So now, squeeze down on that E and do it again. Just make sure you're getting a clear sound. It's also called arpeggios, when you just want a clear sound, okay? So if you hear any disruption, you're not hearing it. Now, if you hear disruption, you'll know where it's coming from. You can pick it out. Cool, right? So work on just getting the E. Now there's another basic drill to learn any chord. I want you to just put this in the back pocket. In a future episode, we'll be talking a little bit more detail about this. Put this in the back pocket. Awesome exercise. Plant your hand down on your knee and bring it back up to the E. Even if you have to look, that's okay. So let's put it up there. Bring it back up. Now do that 20 times. Tap, tap. Now if you're sitting here watching TV and you're learning chords, just watch TV. Mute the strings with this hand. Okay, now mute it with your strumming hand. And this will help you get muscle memory to learn your chords. Really, really big here, okay? By the way, if you're not in tune, I've got a free app tuning video on here, the Fender Tune app. So just watch that after this to get in tune. But look at this. Just work on that, okay? So if you'll see a G chord later on. So not in this video, we won't be doing G because I don't want you to have to move around a lot. I want you to play right in the track how we talked. But let's say G. So let's say you're gonna learn right here. For the future, let's say you wanna learn G. Put your hand down, boom, 20 reps. And you'll look at it at first, but eventually just look up or look away, tap the knee, and just work on feel. Just work on feel, okay? So this is all just about muscle memory. So now let's go back to the E. And just light with the thumb. Just light with the thumb. Just get a feel for it, okay? If you want to, you can put your hands in this position, like mimic that you're holding a pick. Just feel that E. You can tap your foot a little bit. That's all we're doing is we just hit that E, okay? Now, there's a chord you're gonna come across that everybody complains about. It's not that hard. It's a B. So now we're gonna go from the E to the B, okay? Check the position on the screen. Now, there's your B root. This is your B root. So index, and then we're gonna go down to the 4th fret. So we're taking our index, this is, remember, we're right here. We are on the 5th string. Boom, okay? Now we're right here, and we're right here, okay? Now, this position, so on the 4th string, we got our pinky, that is on the 2nd string, and that is the 4th fret. So our pinky's on the 2nd string, 4th fret. We have our ring finger, which is on the 3rd string, and that's on the 4th fret. So now, check out this position, okay? Now don't play anything yet, I just want you to get a feel for the position. It might feel a little awkward on your hand, this is all towards building. Once you get the position, take it off. We're doing this together, so take it off. I want you to find it again. Take your time, find it again. Now what I want you to do, once you find it a couple times, and pause, go back through as many times as you need. Once you find it a couple times, you get a little comfortable on it. You don't have to take it all the way off yet. Just find it a couple times, okay? Once you get comfortable, we're gonna work on going from the E to that B. It's a little variation of the B. Beautiful, beautiful chord, isn't it? Now, there's something I want to show you. Don't start strumming yet. Don't get ahead of me here, okay? I'm just letting you know this is a very pretty chord. It is worth the heartache that it's gonna cost to get it. It's easy, you got this, right? Boom, up, okay? And don't worry, you might make some mistakes here or there. That's cool. You'll get it. So remember, we got E, so we've learned our E, and now we got our nice B, okay? Our nice B. It's not even a full B, it's just a great sounding B. Now, all we need to do to get the next one is slide it up. But before we get there, there's a very, very key principle to make this work. Very key. This is my root note. Now on the E chord, I'm playing that 6th string, okay? On the B, my root is here, okay? I'm not playing this one. If you do happen to play it, it's not the end of the world. That's another cool thing about the chords I'm giving you. They all still sound good. But what I want you to work on is just taking this finger and just easily taking the tip and just muting this string so you don't get anything out of it, okay? So the difference is, if I'm just pressing down, that's no mute. Now I'm just gonna mute it a little bit with that fingertip. You get a true B. Another thing, don't sweat this at first. If you're playing them all, just play them all, it's all good. But you'll eventually mute it and be able to get a cleaner B out of it, all right? Now you're sliding down, same position. Don't move out of this position. Same position, okay? And we're hitting a C sharp minor, look at this. Just like the B, nothing changes. So we can actually, watch this. We can go. Now, if you can't do that yet, don't worry, you will be able to. You'll learn how to make the rhythms. That's why I wanted to teach you these chords first, so that you can learn how to get the rhythms. Because if you're trying to do all these different things at once, it can be really hard to also strum and figure out rhythms. But if I can keep you in the track, see, I'm not changing my positions here. You can hit it a little harder, have a little fun with it, right? Because we're only using our thumb right now, okay? All right, now, last chord. So we got the E. Slide it back to this. That's the B. Slide into the C. Bang. And now we're gonna play the A, okay? It's a little A variation chord. Keep these two connected. Just lift these off. Okay, so where we were with the B, C sharp there. Now just lift that index off, go to the second fret. Boom. Now let's go through them all real quick. Yours doesn't sound like that yet. Don't worry. It's just a matter of getting the fingers on the right position, but it's also a matter of controlling how much pressure you put down on the strum, right? So let's go through it one more time. Here's E, nice and easy. Let's do that B, nice and easy, okay? Slide it. And that little slide right there, you can have some fun with. Now that slide, that B to the C sharp, bang, right there, okay? That's a full step. If we would have went down one, that'd have been a half step. We're going a full step, right there. And then we're taking that, remember we're lifting off here, bring it right on back to the second fret. Easy mode, right? Once you get this, you'll have fun. Another cool benefit of this is you're utilizing further down the neck. A lot of beginners, they stop up here with the basic open chords, right? They don't go down and learn the neck. So what you'll do is, now, if you're having problems, where a lot of people run into, I ran into this, if you can't switch quick enough from that E to that B, that will be the problem. So maybe work on these two. Or even these three, okay? Because look. You don't need to bring the E in all the time. So just learn from these. See how you can have variations of that? Now, let's bring the E back in. Ready? Go to the C sharp minor. Go back to the A. There's endless opportunity with these chords. You will have a lot of fun with these 4 basic chords, and we covered a lot of principles. 1, pressure here. Muting, we covered muting. I gave you my secret weapon for remembering any chord. Down just like that, up. And this is great. You're watching TV with your significant other. You don't want to annoy them when you're practicing. Just sit here and you can still learn your chords. Watch, let's go E. So I went E, let's go down. Let's go back to this is the B. Now what might annoy you at first, it's a little irritating, is lining up these 2 fingers. These won't cooperate at first. It'll take a little bit of time to make these cooperate. That's another reason why I showed you this pattern now, so you can start building that in. One of my earliest coaches literally told me, throw the pinky out, bro. You won't need it. That was probably the worst advice. You're going to utilize everything you got. You want to have it as your advantage. So you are going to use the pinky. Don't throw it out. So use it Look. Now, these will eventually get stronger and better, and you will learn the position, I promise you. Just keep bringing it up. So when you're working on these chords, just keep tapping the knee. And one thing I always do, instead of just bringing it down like that, tap, reset, because it resets your mentality, it resets your mindset on it. You want to be able to have to start exactly fresh and come back up. So when you first start learning these chords, you're going to be looking over like this. That's okay. You'll eventually get to the point where you can turn the lights off and you're good to go, okay? So let's go back one more time. Here's the E. Play it real nice and smooth. Right here, there's that B. Slide, C. Okay, that's a C sharp. C sharp. Technically, it's a C sharp minor. Don't worry about any technical stuff right now. We'll get into that very soon. So make sure you follow along with me. We'll get into that very soon. I'll make it all easy. Boom, there's that A. And once you start having fun, you can start making stuff up. Riding down a dirt road, flying high in the air and in the sky. All right, that was bad, but you get my point. There's a lot of opportunity, and you don't have to always go in that same track I was doing. You could mix it up. That's another really good drill to expand your finger dexterity. Have some fun with it. That's it. You got this, rocking and rolling. Not going to load too much into this first beginner's lesson, but we will be doing a beginner series. This is part of it. So thanks for watching. Be sure to give me a sub, and I will check you in the next one. Stay jamming, stay rocking, stay safe, healthy, all the above. I'll catch you soon.